Assalamualaikum, my dear students. This is your social studies teacher Anwar Ahmed, and today we are starting a new chapter of our book, and the chapter is The Road to Independence. As you can see on your book, The Road to Independence, and it is our chapter number 16. So, my dear students, before starting actual topic, you should understand about yourself, or you should understand about this chapter, that this chapter is about independence. So we will discuss all those events, all those topics, and all those important issues on which we put ourselves, and we got independence by completing all these events. So let's start the chapter, The Road to Independence. You know, students, First World War took place between 1914 to 1918, and you know that India was a strong colony of British at that time. It was one of the largest colony of British at that time, and Britain was fighting in First World War, and Britain needed manpower to fight with Ottoman Empire and other countries. For that sake, British took manpower from India. As you know that India was a largest colony of Britain at that time. Their prime minister was Lloyd George. Lloyd George promised India that if you give us manpower, we will give you full self-government after the war. But he didn't mention any year or any date. He just said that we are promising you that if you give us manpower, we will give you self-government after the war. And students, old name of Iraq is Mesopotamia. These Indian soldiers went to Iraq, that was Mesopotamia at that time. Here there was a lot of presence of Turkish army. At that time it was called Ottoman Empire, and Indian soldiers fought with Turkish soldiers. And you know that Turkish army was a very well known and professional army of that time, and Indian soldiers suffered terrible casualties and very brutal treatment they received from Turkish army. Now student, that was the background about this scenario, about this event, about World War. Now at that time, Muhammad Ali Jinnah was becoming a leading figure of the Muslim world at that time, and he was already a member of the Indian Legislative Council. Now what is Indian Legislative Council? Indian Legislative Council, legislative mean legislature, legislature mean law making body. So he was a member of the Indian Legislative Council, joined the Muslim League in 1913. Muhammad Ali Jinnah joined Muslim League in 1913, and he became its president in 1916. After that, he became the president in 1916. After 3 years, he was a strong supporter of United Subcontinent and tried to get the Indian National Congress and Muslim League to work together towards this end. Now, Muhammad Ali Jinnah was in favor of United India. Before, he was not in favor of partition of India, but once he realized the aim and thinking of M.A. Jinnah was to keep India as a whole country. So once he realized that Congress and Muslim League are not getting any peaceful agreement, then he changed his thinking, and he was also in favor of the division of India, and then he started thinking about a separate Muslim state. Now at Lucknow in 1916, an agreement reached between Congress and Muslim League to cooperate with separate electorates, that the Muslims can vote Muslims and the Hindus can vote Hindus in all future governments of United India. Now at that time, Mr. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, who was to dominate Indian politics until partition, came to lead the Hindus. He was leading Hindus of Congress at that time. And as you can see this picture, this image, that sappers of the Indian army constructing a pontoon bridge across the river Tigris, World War I. That Indian Army's engineering corps, sappers are constructing bridge for their army. And my dear students, you can also see these sticking notes that I have wrote and made some questions for you. So we will put these sticking notes on our books. You should also attach these sticking notes on your books. We will do this practice in our online Zoom class today. So let's move towards the second page. So dear students, the second chapter is Montague-Chelmsford reform. These reforms were presented in 1921. They were known as the third major step towards independence. Now these reforms proposed following measures: that a central assembly was to be set up for India, in which total 144 members, with whom 103 were to be elected by the people. The second proposal was that this assembly could make laws, but the viceroy could under certain circumstances can veto these proposals. Now all provinces would have manually elected assemblies to run health, local government, agriculture, education and transport. But big institutions like defense, foreign affairs, police and the budget were still to be the responsibility of the viceroy and his council. There were to be 2 or 3 Indian members of the viceroy's close inner cabinet. But dear students, these reforms were also rejected by the Congress, and future battle lines seem to be drawn up. Dear students, you can also see these sticking notes, as your teacher has pasted these sticking notes, and we will also repeat the same procedure in our today's online class. So students, first of all, be ready for today's class, and you know that today we will paste all these sticking notes on our books and write very neat and clean. Whenever you write your sticking notes, whenever you write questions on your sticking notes, the questions should be very, very impressive, very neat and tidy, that you can understand it very well, because these questions can help you a lot in your future. So till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.